Good evening. I'm Will Leslie with WASU News alongside Gregory Osborne and Antoine Jones. Did you guys have a pretty good weekend?
Had a pretty good weekend. What about yourself?
Wasn't too bad. A little wild weather on the weekend, that's for sure, but mainly Saturday. But what about you, Greg?
Well, did you guys hear Katie Couric's leaving CBS News, the evening news? Isn't that wild? I think she's been there for like 20 years, and now she's decided to leave.
Wow.
Not renewing her contract. She's just going. Yeah.
Wow. Well, that's relevant. Definitely to our topic. Well, back to the storms. Powerful storms ripped across the southeast this past weekend, killing more than 40 people. Among the worst hit places was Bertie County, North Carolina, where there are 11 deaths. The death toll across 6 states includes 9 in other parts of North Carolina, 4 in Virginia, 7 in Alabama, 2 in Oklahoma, 7 in Arkansas, and 1 in Mississippi. Governor Beverly Perdue declared a state of emergency for the entire state, according to the North Carolina Division of Emergency Management. The NAOAAPC said it received reports of at least 230 tornadoes across the southeast region during the past 3 days. That was just pretty wild. I know I have some family out of the Raleigh way, and they didn't quite get hit too bad, but I know like towards Sanford they had some really bad experiences out there.
Yeah, and our prayers are with them because I think that's the poverty level there is really high.
Yeah. No.
And getting government money obviously right now is going to be quite difficult for them.
Absolutely.
Pope Benedict led Roman Catholics into Holy Week celebrations, telling a Palm Sunday crowd that man will pay the price for his pride if he believes technology can give him the powers of God. Under a splendid Roman sun, the German Pope presided at a colorful celebration where tens of thousands of people waved palm and olive branches to commemorate Jesus' entry into Jerusalem the week before he was crucified. The Pope, who turned 84 on Saturday, wove his sermon around the theme of man's relationship with God and how it can sometimes be threatened by technology, which is interesting because in those days, technology was quite limited.
Yeah, absolutely.
There were no iPods, there were no computers, there were no cell phones. I just want to, yeah. Antoine's got some sports with us today. Antoine, what's going on, bro?
Well, the playoffs have officially began. I'm sure everyone out there is excited about it. But why is Chris Paul, the point guard for the New Orleans Hornets, so eager about the playoffs? Well, maybe it's because his 33 points and 14 assists helped New Orleans defeat Kobe Bryant and the Los Angeles Lakers in their playoff series opener on Sunday. And man, I don't know who all got a chance to see the game, but it was definitely a game to see. Chris Paul was lighting it up out there. He says that he struggled all season to pick his shots, but that now it's the playoffs and it's a whole other energy. The Hornets surprised the Lakers with their 9-point victory. The final score, 109-100. Chris Paul became the 4th player in the last 20 seasons to end a playoff game with 33 points and 14 assists. It looks like this is definitely going to be an exciting series. Kobe Bryant had 5 turnovers in that game against the Hornets, but he came away from the game with 34 points, which is a point more than Chris Paul came away with in his stellar performance. So Kobe actually had a pretty good game. So who did not perform well? Well, 7-footer Pau Gasol had a bad day, but what's astonishing about that is Pau's little brother, well, I won't say little brother, his younger brother, because Mark is a little bigger than Pau, but Mark Gasol won his first game in the postseason as a Memphis Grizzly. The Grizzlies defeated the top-ranked San Antonio Spurs 103-98. So Big Brother loses their first game and only scores 8 points, while the little brother scores 24 points and helps his team win their first game of the playoffs. And guys, I think this is very interesting when things like this happen because, you know, I have an older brother who's 1 year older than I am, and we're so competitive. So just to imagine how competitive it would be to be, you know, 2 brothers on such a level as a professional. And I think that's truly special. But guys, that's it for sports, and we'll take it back to Greg and Will. What do you guys have for us?
That's
Absolutely. No, well, I had a question because I'm not very sports savvy, and where did Kobe Bryant get the nickname Black Mamba? Where'd that come from?
You're asking the wrong guy, Greg.
Okay, well, cool.
Hey, what about Antoine? Should we ask Antoine?
Yeah, Antoine, do you know why Kobe Bryant's nickname is the Black Mamba? Where'd that come from? Do you know? I mean, have you even heard that? Am I just making something up? But I'm pretty sure that's.
Nah, you're not making it up. I know plenty of guys that call him that, but I mean, honestly, I couldn't tell you myself where it came from. So.
Well, nicknames are nicknames, and they have them for some reason. That's right. But, anyways, below us in a different country, Mexican authorities announced Saturday the arrest of a drug kingpin nicknamed El Kilo. Martin Omar Estrada Luna, who is the presumed leader of the Zetas drug cartel in San Fernando, is suspected of having links to the mass graves recently found in the region. Authorities began finding the graves earlier this month during an investigation into a report of the kidnapping of passengers from a bus in late March. The investigation led them to San Fernando, where they eventually discovered 126 bodies. Nationwide, the Mexican government said there have been some 3,500 drug-related deaths since President Felipe began a crackdown on the cartels in December of 2006. That's quite a substantial amount of people. That's, I don't know, maybe it sounds like something's not going right down there, Greg.
That sounds like quite a substantial amount of drugs is really what it sounds like.
That's
scary, but it could be your children. While the great advances of technology have improved life for man, the Pope said they have also increased possibilities for evil. In recent natural disasters, we are a reminder, if any were needed, that mankind is not all-powerful. The longtime criminal accused of stabbing the owner of a popular Brooklyn pizzeria in broad daylight on Friday claimed in court that he acted in self-defense. Benny Giarratano has been charged with the first-degree assault and second-degree attempted murder in connection with the Brazon attack on Lucali's owner, Mark Lucano, who is hospitalized in critical but subtle condition with stab wounds to the face, head, and back. At his arraignment Sunday, Giarratano lifted his shirt to show a judge stab wounds to his chest and stomach that he says Lucano inflicted upon him, reports the Daily News.
That's just absolutely ridiculous.
Police were investigating whether Gambano tried to shake down Lucano to get a piece of his pizza empire. I'd like to have a slice of that pie.
Good God, that's ridiculous. Well, seems like it's been quite an exciting week here in Boone, North Carolina. But for WASU News, I'm Will Leslie.
I'm Gregory Osborne.
And I'm Antoine Jones.
Have a good night.